Welcome in, everyone, to another wonderful episode. Sarah and I are back from leadership, so we figured we would spoil you, share all the details, and hopefully inspire action for everyone sharing doTERRA. Because guess what? There's room for everyone, and everyone needs these products. So stay tuned. You're listening to the Essential Oils Scoop podcast. We're here to help you confidently using essential oils in your daily life. No fluff, just real talk and practical tips. Each episode brings you education, inspiration, and of course, our scoop of the day. Let's elevate your wellness one drop at a time. Sarah, we're going to have to keep it short. We can't go like 3 hours into it, right? So we're going to be as precise as possible. But friends, leadership, there was a takeaway, multiple takeaways for everyone that attended. And it's been interesting. I know Sarah's been in different groups and messaging circles. And I feel like there's an undertone of, I'm very grateful I went because I didn't realize I was missing blank, or I
Mhm.
was tuned out and now I'm tuned in.
Oh yeah. I think for a lot of I want to say I don't want to say it like OG people, but I want to say like if you've been to leaderships in the past, if you've been building in doTERRA in any amount of time, I would say even in the last, I don't know, maybe pre-COVID. Let's go that far. If you've been pre-COVID, you've seen shifts, right? You've seen shifts in your business. You've seen shifts happening. Some shifts have been really awesome and some shifts less awesome, right? Like we've seen some different shifts, and I feel like at least here's my overarching takeaway. This is like the overarching, right? And we'll get into the nitty-gritty in a second, but like overarching, I felt like this leadership was like a call back home. Like, okay, get out of the weeds, get out of all of the junk, the shiny object syndrome that you've been following, and come back to the basics, come back home. Like, let's just come back to what we know, what we do best, and let's bring it back to the way you learned doTERRA back in the day. It
Hmm.
was just like a let's get back to basics. Let's forget all of the fluff, all of the crap. Let's
Stop
circle the
overcomplicating it.
wagons. Yeah, yeah. Like let's bring it back. Let's bring it simple. Let's circle the wagons back home and bring it back to the way that we should be building. Not like,
Yeah.
oh, let's go follow this thing and this thing and this thing and just it's all back home. It's all come back together. So at least that's my overarching feel. It was just like this come back home. David Sterling's at the helm. Let's like bring this back into what we know it can be, what we originally grew. Like we are still the number one essential oil company, and let's focus back on essential oils.
Hmm. Well, we're number one for a reason, and there's many, many reasons. And we got the opportunity, those that attended live or virtual, we got the opportunity to really hear it loud and clear of we have the purest products as far as essential oils go, right? All of our products are designed with Mother Nature in mind to execute how it's supposed to within our bodies. Period. We don't have to add some flavorful verbiage. We don't have to over accentuate its beauty. It in its purest form, it is beauty and it works. And so we were encouraged to stand up, be proud, and use our words. Like make those connections with people. For those of you on YouTube, welcome. And those that are not, you're missing this visual. doTERRA, natural intelligence. They're leaning into the fact that Mother Nature already had it done. She's had it done. She's just waiting on us to figure it out. And we did. And I loved how they anchored into natural intelligence, meaning our bodies have the capabilities to restore, renew, and work as one when we give it the right tools it so desperately needs. Period.
I
I
loved how they
loved that.
Yeah, with the natural intelligence, it's not just about our bodies, though. It's about our minds. Like we have this innate thing
Hmm.
within us that we know, like trusting our intuition again. We've gotten so far of like, and I know I'm guilty, right? AI is my friend sometimes. I will use it. I will use it for help on different things. But
Hmm.
we have a natural intelligence within ourselves. We have this
Hmm.
God-given intelligence that we second guess. We don't trust it enough. And so it wasn't just like get back to what our bodies can do, but it's also what our minds can do, what our brains can do, what we know innately we need to do for ourselves, for our bodies, for our families. There's like something. Have you ever had this happen? And I know this has happened to me. I know this has happened to my friends, but for our listeners out there, I want to ask you this. Have you ever had this where you're like, oh, I think I should use this oil for this XYZ thing, right? This thing. I think this is the oil I'm going to use. But then you don't, you second guess yourself and you go and ask somebody else, or you go and look it up in a book and you're like, and then you get reaffirmed, oh, yeah, this is the perfect oil to be using. And it's like, well, I should have just trusted myself right from the very beginning, right? Have you ever had that
Hmm.
happen? Because if you have, that's what we're talking about with natural intelligence. Your body and your mind already know what you need. And when
Hmm.
you sit there and we've gotten into this really bad habit of second guessing, of Googling, of not trusting ourselves, not trusting our subconscious, not trusting our innate gifts of our intuition. And we've almost left it up to AI and other people because we don't trust ourselves. Guys, this is like a callback to like trust yourself again. Remember what
Hmm.
that's like to feel, to know, to that
Yeah.
inner knowing again, and to
So
not just
true.
keep second guessing it all the time. The problem is we've gotten so far away from trusting our own instincts.
We have, and it was very apparent that in Leadership 2026, th- the theme, an undercurrent of everything that they discussed was wake up and start trusting your own intuition again, like Sarah was just saying. Please wake up because the people, you yourself, your family needs you, but the world needs you. Stop dulling, stop muting yourself. And I'm guilty of this. I am absolutely guilty of this. I was just having a private conversation with Sarah and our team last night on how I had this. Yeah, I'm a believer in God. Sarah is too. Like, I had this
Mhm.
divine knowing of Vicky. Why have you silenced yourself? When did social media not become social for me?
Yeah.
I was like, what the four-letter word? Like, okay, I can't unhear what I just heard. I can't unfeel what I just felt with that knowing. When did social media become antisocial? And when did it convert into social selling, like solely social selling? Like, no, 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 that's not who I am, and that's never felt great. What feels great is human connection, whether it's online or in person. So guess what? I can't unknow what I just relearned, and I get to step into that. And there's this slide from leadership, and if you're on the DMK, and for those that are just users, I'm so sorry, DMK is like, huh, what? But it's just a place for leaders to go for sharing content online and helping us educate ourselves through doTERRA. So one of the slides at leadership, it states the leaders who will rise are not the loudest. They're the clearest. They create structure. They create early wins. They create belief through consistency. Consistency, my friends, that's a choice we get to choose into. And again, going back to the fact that we have been encouraged heavily to to stop muting our voices. We as a company apparently have definitely slowed down in teaching our classes, teaching the basics. Friends, that's what we're known for. We're known for keeping it simple because it gets to be that easy. People get to be like, "Oh, really, Sarah? Like are you like it what else?" No, 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 there's nothing else. This is it. And with consistent use, you will see the benefits. You will feel the benefits. We get to be louder. We get to be clear. We get to invite people in. And I loved that. I loved it because, again, it's simple. It's not overcomplicated. This is natural intelligence at its core. I loved that, Sarah. I loved that part of leadership.
Yeah. That was, I think that was a really key, like key principle, key thing to like kind of like bite into, like really
Hmm.
like get back into it. I think for me, the like one of the most powerful parts of um leadership was oils unplugged night, right? And I
Mm.
mean, we all walked in. As we were walking in, our phones were placed into a black bag and zip tied shut.
Hmm.
Now, in my opinion, it did a couple of different things, not just one thing. Yes, it was because we were going to be talking about oils uncompliantly. Okay.
Hmm.
We were just going to share stories. And that was beautiful to hear people's stories was amazing. But by making us all like put our phones away, there was way more focus. There was way more listening. There was notepads being taken out. There was people writing things. Now, I don't know if anybody is aware of the studies that have been done about writing and listening and writing and taking notes. It activates two parts of your brain. And so the things that you write down as you're active listening, you'll recall it a whole lot better. You'll recall it faster. Like there's a whole bunch of like percentage wise, it's like astronomically bigger. You can listen to something like 80 something times, right? But if you listen to it and write what you're hearing at the same time, you are 10 times more, like, I think it's like 52% more likely to retain it. It's like huge. It's like a
Girl, that's
huge thing.
crazy. That's
And
awesome.
so many times we're like, oh, I'll just record and I'll listen to it later. And we might listen to it later, maybe.
Maybe. Maybe. I'm
And then
guilty of
people
that.
are like, I wonder why I don't remember anything because you're not writing. You're not activating the writing along with the listening. And when you activate the writing and the listening, you retain more. You have better, um, you have just, it's just all around better, right? Um,
Hmm.
so I'm just saying that right there made everybody listen better. They paid attention more. There was
Less
less
distraction.
distraction and
Yeah.
people weren't checking their phones, you know? I
Yeah.
mean, even some of us who wear smartwatches, we were getting text messages on our smartwatches and we're like, I had to get out at one point. I had to go. My husband was texting me. He's like, I need you right this second to answer a question for me. And I was like, I can't even text him right this second, right? Like, so I
Hmm.
had to take my little black bag. I had to have them open it up for me and like call really quick, hang up, put it back in the black bag, take it back in, right? But you know what this created? Nobody left that room
Yeah, because there
because
was
nobody
massive
wanted to miss
FOMO. There
anything.
was
Oh,
they wanted to be a part of it because they knew there was no recording, there was no after. Yeah, it was a one-timer.
yeah. And that to me was huge, absolutely huge. And so I really appreciated um that fact. I loved
Mhm.
getting that I don't know, it was just felt like I was more immersed into it. My focus was there. I was more immersed. I was like, and I remember I was sitting next to my friend Bree, and I turned to her and I was like, "Did you get that? Because I missed that one." And she's like, "Oh, yeah, yeah." And it's back like you don't want to miss it, right? Like you're just
Mhm.
like this. It created like this, yeah, FOMO. I don't know. It created this thing where you didn't want to miss anything. You were like leaning in really close on your chair because you're like, I want to get every drop of this because we can't go back and watch our recording, right?
Yeah.
So it created this new excitement. And for me, I was like, I want that. I
Hmm.
want that in my own groups, right? Like I want that. So I've been looking for little pouches to put people's phones in because I want to have that same feeling in a small group, small class setting with me.
Hmm.
And so I am really committed to this idea of teaching classes, doing oils unplugged. I love this idea. We had so much. I mean, there's like so much we could go through right now, but like that right there reignited my fire,
Hmm.
experiencing that. And I've heard whispers, I've heard people talking about this oils unplugged for a while. And I know Vicky was doing one, but it's different than what you were doing because you were still doing compliant language.
So before COVID, it was in person. And, you know, with in person, we can have, I feel, a lot more meaningful and open conversations around these products and what they can truly do for us. As far as online, yeah, we have to watch our language, and that's okay. That's okay. But what Sarah's saying, which is great, is the invitations out there now. They displayed for everyone to really capture the idea of what oils unplugged, and you can name it whatever you want. You don't have to stay with the
Oh yeah.
name, but it's
Hmm.
giving the opportunity for real people just like you and I to understand this modality at such a level that resonates. No one is going to walk away from a Oils Unplugged event opportunity without learning powerful nuggets. There's powerful takeaways when you hear real stories with real flavorful language when it comes to rusty cells and so on. That leaves an imprint.
Hmm.
And these aren't made up. And
Right.
that's where like the heart and soul is, right? And we have been asked to be brave and spread our reach because people are praying for this. People are on their knees begging for solutions that doTERRA has.
Yeah.
So everyone that was able to experience that, I'm so happy you got to experience that. And I hope it's on your heart enough for you to take action in your own way, in your own community, because people need what we have. So
And
we want to
find one
walk.
near you. There's a lot of leaders who are now talking about doing them. There's leaders who are teaming up and doing some. I just
Yeah,
got approached yes or no this morning, kind of last night. I responded this morning from somebody who was like, "Hey Sarah, can we do one together?" And I was like, "Sure, we're not on the same team, but sure, I'll do one with you, you know?"
yeah.
And we talked about doing one and we're going to do one together. And
Hmm.
I feel like there's just and that's how it kind of used to be where we used to cross line sisters. I mean, my friends, that aren't like I'm not directly on their team. They're not directly on my team, but we're like on the same global team, right? Like
Hmm.
we would do that. My friend Bree, we used to go to her house. I would bring my friends and my people who are interested in oils to learn about dogs and learn how to use essential oils for dogs. And we bring all of her people there. She would bring all of her people to my aroma touch classes and my emotions classes. And she would be like, "Oh, Sarah's teaching." And every week we had classes and we were bringing new people to each of one of these different friends' classes. Our
Love
friend
it.
Jody had like DIY classes and like how to make different DIYs. And I mean, I can remember her
She's so
classes were
good.
amazing. And we'd have
Hmm.
stations. She'd have stations set up in her house. Oh, you want to go try skincare? Go to the bathroom, right? You want to try some
Hmm.
of the oils and some of these different soups? These soups are all made with different oils in them. Go try
Hmm.
food, right? You want to make some bath bombs? That's over at that table over there. Like we had these different stations to experience the oils, right?
Hmm.
And then we had all these different classes of like, here's this person's class and here's this person's class and then we'd all get together for business classes and teach what we know about the business to each other's people. And it was amazing. And there was more community, right? And I think this is what we're all lacking in this world is community.
Yeah.
We're lacking the
Connection.
connection. We're lacking the community. And I felt like
Hmm.
this leadership was like, bring us back to a community again.
Hmm.
Let's have connection again. Let's come back. And there's so many things that doTERRA itself is doing to support these ideas, right? We
Hmm.
have doTERRA Pro, the new app. Now, if you haven't heard about this app, go get in touch with your upline so they can give
Hmm.
you a QR code to download this app. It is amazing. It's the coolest app. It has
Hmm.
some AI generated things in there. I happen to be sitting right next to my upline, And she was like, so Sarah, why haven't you put in your order? Because my rewards order is scheduled for the 13th. And if you're on rewards, you know what I'm talking about. You'll schedule it for a certain day of the month. But most of the time, I will put my order in on the first or second of the month. That 13th just gives me a buffer if I forget or I'm like, oh, I want XYZ or I need to talk to somebody in my family and see what they need for the month. I have this little buffer, right? But it will automatically come out on the 13th. And
Hmm.
she's like, you're 10 days late. And I was like, we're not even to the 13th yet. But because the algorithm knows my habits, it was telling me I was a few days late getting my order in, right? And she leaned over,
I
she's like,
love
what
that.
the heck? And I was like, I'm not late. It's not till the 13th. I strategically planned not to order it until after leadership so I could be home to get my box. I didn't want it coming while
Hmm.
I was in leadership and it's freezing cold in Indiana. Like I didn't want something to freeze, right? And I knew
Hmm.
there was a glass bottle coming in with it. I didn't want it to freeze and be outside for too long. Okay.
Yeah.
This is my thought process. It also told her, don't forget to remind Sarah to order her Terrazymes because it knows from my order habits what I love most. That I have
Yeah.
Terrazyme every single month. It's always in my order and it
Hmm.
knows. And I was like, this app is so cool. So when I looked at one of my people on my team, it was like, oh, don't forget to remind them to get their Digestion soft gels. And I was like,
I appreciate you. Thank you,
that's
assistant.
so cool. It takes so it is AI. There's some AI in there where it's taking some of the insights from different parts of our back office and bringing it forward to us so we can like have it in real language. Because I
Hmm.
don't know about you, Vicky, but have you ever gone back there to look at all of the different reports? And you have to pull up in order to get the information that AI pulled up about me. I would have to pull up Jody, my upline. She'd have to pull up three reports to get that
Yeah.
same information that it just popped up on her
Click
screen.
through. Like it takes time. And guess what they did? Saved you that time.
Mhm.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is kind
I'm
of
for it.
cool.
It's awesome.
Yeah, it's the doTERRA Pro app is very cool. It's a very cool thing. And right from that point, the person that I had pop up on mine, I could text them and I had the option to either text them or email them right from there and check in with them and say, "Hey, I noticed you I just wanted to check in with you, make sure you got your, soft gels on your Digestion soft gels on your order this month." It
Hmm.
gave me that option and I was able to text her. And then after leadership, she was like, hey, thanks for the reminder of my digestion soft gels. I'm getting low. How did you know? And I was like, well, there's this really cool new app with doTERRA. I was just at leadership. It opened up a conversation about the business. And she's stepped away a while ago. And she was like, gosh, Sarah, I think I want to come back. And I'm like, come back, right? Let's
Yeah.
reactivate.
Yeah.
Which
It
brings me
makes
to
it
my
easier
next one.
for true connection. It's, I don't know. I think it's a powerful piece. doTERRA Pro, the business app, is brand new. So there's going to be glitches, okay, but there is so much there and there's a lot of potential coming. Like it's not done yet. They are not done with this app, but what they have right now available to us is so good. It is so good. So again, connect with your upline because they have a QR code that you can scan. And it was a really cool announcement during leadership. It's the actionable insights, it's the team progress, it's the key business matrix. It shows you your team and it gives you a to-do list if you are someone that loves the to-do list. And it's for all wellness advocates. And by the way, we don't pay for this.
No, it's free, 100%.
Free. Yeah. So let that sink in. It's phenomenal. There are amazing placement updates with flexible frontline moves. Okay. And it states new enrollees are placed on their enroller's frontline and can be moved at any time. Again, enrollees are placed on their enroller's frontline and can be moved at any time. Once they have volume under them, they must be moved by the third of the following month. That is an amazing placement update.
Huge. It's huge. If you've ever
Ye-
been confused about placements, ever had a struggle with your placements, ever forgot to move somebody from your placements, this
Hi,
is
yes.
going to help take care of all of those issues that you have had maybe in the past. I love the new flexible frontline moves. Yes, there's a lot more detail. Vicky and I are not going to go into all the detail of
No.
like when you can move people and how to move people, but just know that that's available now. And if you haven't heard about these things, this is a great thing to talk to your upline about. This is a great thing to um, maybe get you, maybe restructuring. It'll help you to restructure. And I love that.
Yes.
And then you can move volume where you need to move volume, not just where it gets
Mhm.
dumped. So that
Correct.
was really cool. Fast starts on reactivations.
Hmm.
That's what I'm really excited about and leaning into for the next 3 months. So April, May, June. Okay, so that whole quarter 2, you get to get fast starts on your reactivations, which is amazing. So I'll just give you a little hint of what Sarah's doing. Okay, this is what I'm doing. I'm actually got it planned. I've already contacted people. I've got a class scheduled for April 3rd, okay,
Hmm.
of people locally who have not ordered in in 12 months or 12 months or more. I am having them all come over for an oils unplugged. I've already started texting and emailing and calling them and inviting them. I'm having an oils unplugged at my house and I'm hoping to get reactivations and I'll get paid on those fast start reactivations. But more importantly, I want them to reignite their passion for their wellness. And that's what I'm so excited about. I'm excited
Yeah.
to teach this class. I was texting my upline this morning and I was like, I'm so excited about this. Like her and I had a big long conversation yesterday about my plan. And I was like, I'm so excited about this. I've already got people invited. I'm already gonna like, how exciting is this? I'm
Super.
just so excited. And the fast starts on reactivations, that's amazing. We've not had that in a very long time, ever. We've never had fast starts on reactivations.
Mm-mm.
And their fees for reactivating have
Are
been waived.
waived.
So
So it
not
doesn't cost
only,
them anything to reactivate,
no, all
just
they
their
have to do is
products they purchase for their wellness.
put in an order. Now, they will not get the rosemary. So if they're dying for rosemary, tell them to buy a bottle of rosemary. Okay.
Hmm.
But they won't get the bottle of rosemary for their reactivation like we've been getting. Um, but heck, that's okay. Get them
Hmm.
what they really want, what they really are going to use, get them reactivated.
And that's where, okay, so let me interject real fast. That's where, yes, they're not going to get the bottle of rosemary for reactivating, but they have no reactivation fee. So that wall, that hesitation is removed.
Right.
But guess what? We get to bless our people. So what does that look like to you? Do you give them a free aroma touch hand technique? Do you give them an SOC? Do you give them a full aroma touch? Do you make a roller bottle for their top, their top need? Y'all, it's endless. The
Yeah.
opportunity to bless them is endless. So make it up. Find
Yeah.
something that suits them and you can gift them something. We all know y'all got oils and products that you can be serving others with.
So at leadership, I had a roller bottle of a blend that I
I
made.
wanted to steal that from you, friend, and I still need the recipe, friend.
And I'll give it to you, but I'm keeping it very tight-lipped, okay? This is a very
Oh yeah,
tight-lipped recipe I created. It's like
amazing.
yeah, it's a perfume. You're going to use it as a perfume that is I would say equal to the pheromone type perfumes. This is a get you in the mood, get him in the mood. It really does. It's an amazing blend. And I'm going to toot my own horn on this. I created this blend. I'm really proud of this blend. That is the blend all of my reactivations are getting.
Oh my gosh, can I reactive? I know this is not possible, but how do I do that? I kid you not, Sarah. Okay, so friends, I'm not exaggerating. It is like Four-letter word amazing.
Mm,
Big
it
O
really is.
amazing.
I
Guess
have
what I'm going to
spent
do? Because I'm in your itty bitty tiny circle. This bottle, when I'm done with it, guess what's going in it? Mm-hmm.
the
Yeah.
perfume
Yes. In
recipe.
this, and I'm holding up for those that are not on YouTube yet. Come on, be with cool people. I'm holding up the 100 milliliter Yarrow Palm bottle. I get to repurpose that for Sarah's blend.
Yeah,
Just
it's
saying.
a fantastic blend. I let everybody in our team try a little bit. They all got it actually 2 days in a row. Most of them got it
Mhm.
2 days in a row where they got to put it on them, smell it, and they could not believe how good it smells, how it's divine. It really is divine. I'm going to toot my own horn on this because I created
Toot away.
it's been a long time in the making where I've created other versions of it. And like, I feel like this version is perfection. And that's why all my reactivations get. So if you
Mhm.
listen to us and you are on my team and you haven't ordered in a while, this is your opportunity to order and get yourself this very, very exclusive. Like, I'm only sharing the recipe with like maybe 4 people.
And it's under lock and key, so you cannot bribe me. You cannot do anything. Sorry, not sorry. But you can sign up with Sarah. You can, and honestly, Sarah, just saying this out loud for the whole world to see, you could charge $69 for this 10 milliliter roller.
It really is that good. I mean, it's
I'm
like
not
a
joking.
signature
I'm so not
perfume.
joking. 69
It's
bucks.
so good. It's so good that like everybody, every single person who smelled it and people who were not even in our rows could smell it on our team were like, that smells good. One lady turned around and was like, what are you putting on? And our
Oh, did
upline was
she?
like, yeah, she tapped Mandy
Uh-huh.
on the shoulder and was like, what is that? That smells so good. And Mandy goes, I don't know. She created it.
Hmm. Talk to
But it
doTERRA corporate when you're ready. And
Yeah, that's what
get some
everybody
six
kept
figures
saying.
flowing because it's that amazing. And I can't wait to do some private digging once I see what's in it because it will make perfect sense. Lining
Oh,
up the emotions. I'm like ding 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 ding. So cool. Friends, we got on a tangent, but yes, it's amazing. And these oils are so good for so many reasons. Sarah, there's a couple more things before we get to let our beautiful people go. I want you to highlight pro points and let's end this conversation with the incentive trip
oh,
and how the pro points tie in.
I love
Okay,
that.
did you
Okay,
just see Sarah's clap? Like, oh my gosh, I'm so
like
excited.
so excited. I'm like, let's do this. I'm so excited. I actually spent a good chunk of my morning really diving into pro points because I really wanted to understand what pro points were, how to use them. I wanted to understand how they tie into the incentive trip. Like, I wanted to know all the things about the pro points because doTERRA is doing this cool thing called pro points. Now, if you've been familiar with the incentive trip in the past and you've been in like even like founders club and all these other things, you know that there's points and you would get a certain amount of points for certain enrollments, right? Like
Mhm.
if you enrolled somebody with X amount of PV, you would get X amount of points. Okay.
Correct.
So this is no different. However, you get to get pro points, not even just for like, oh, it's only for the incentive trip, it's only for this period of time. These pro points get put into your account as you do the things, as you do the business building activities. They continue to accrue in your account, and then you can spend them on things. Okay, so let's say the incentive trip, which I'll talk about in 2 seconds because I love it and I've been there and it's the most amazing place. I love it. Let's say you're just like that week in February doesn't work for your schedule. Maybe you have a child's birthday, maybe it's an anniversary, maybe it's something, right? But let's say it doesn't work for your schedule, but you worked your tail end off, right? You accumulated 1,600 points for the incentive trip. And you're like, crap, now what do I do? Guess what, guys? You can turn them in for something else. You don't have to go on the incentive trip if you don't want to. I highly recommend it. Like I've been on incentive trips. The amount of swag you get is almost equal in dollars. Okay. Like I'm just saying, it's
No
amazing.
exaggeration.
I'm really not. I kind of wish I was, but I'm really not. So how do you find your pro points? Okay, let's talk about that really quick. So how you find your pro points, if you go into your back office and you go into your dashboard, over on the corner on the left hand, no, right hand side, sorry, got my lefts and rights mixed up. If you're looking at it, there's a little thing on your dashboard and it says pro points. And when you click on that, it brings up how many points you currently have. Now, I'm guaranteeing that you may or may not have some points. Apparently, we've been earning points since January. So some people have a bunch of points and some people have no points. So it's really what you have been doing. So I'm gonna into the how to earn tab at the top of that. It goes into new customers, new customer orders. So you there's like a levels, 1 PV up to 49 PV gets you 2 points. Okay. 50 to 99 gets you 5 points. 100 to 199 gets you 10 points. Okay. So that's for new enrollments, new customers orders, right? And then you have like enrollees first rewards order. So if you get them onto rewards, you get more points. If you rank advance, you get points. If someone on your team rank advances, you get points. Okay. I should say if you hold their enrollership, right? If you don't hold their enrollership, you don't get the points. But this is amazing. This is so cool. So you get all of this stuff. And then if you go into the store, up at the top, there's this little store button. If you go to the store, you can find out what is available for you. And there is a lot of things that are available. So I'm just going to read from the actual page. You've got the incentive trip. So that's 1,600 points. You've got an additional adult ticket. So maybe your significant other, maybe a child, maybe, or that's an adult. So maybe a adult child. 900 pro points. Okay. So if you're looking at you and your spouse, you're looking at 2,500 pro points. Okay. Now I already figured out exactly what I need to do to hit that. Or if you're like, I can't go on that incentive trip, but I'm doing the things. Okay, there's a peppermint sourcing trip. Do you want to go on a peppermint sourcing trip? Do you want to go on the birch sourcing trip? Let me tell you, birch is amazing. I've been there, done that. It's amazing. Highly recommend. That's 600 points you can use instead.
Mhm.
Let's say you want to get 2 tickets for convention for you, or maybe you want to get it for your team members. 250 points for a set of 2 tickets for convention. Oil sample bundles to get the samples already in the little pouches, 100 points for those. If you want to get the really cool pegboard oil holder, do you know what I'm talking about? That
It's so,
pegboard
oh
one?
yeah, it's in my kitchen.
Yeah. Yes, it is in your kitchen. Yeah.
Mhm.
100 points for that.
Oh, that's awesome.
So like I've said, you don't have to purchase, there's like 15 items in there right now. There'll be more. There'll be more. They'll put more in as time goes on. But how cool is it that we get to have some of these things? I mean, you can get some of your certifications. You know how we have different certifications? You can get your oil specialist certification with using 50 points. You
Hmm.
can get oil dropper bottles. You can get travel credit discounts for on travel.
Hmm.
So I'm just saying these pro points are really amazing. Start paying attention to how you earn them, which
Hmm.
is basically doing the business things, right? It's enrolling, it's teaching people, it's multiplying your efforts and teaching more people. It's
Hmm.
doing the business things. So this is definitely the pro points is definitely more if you are a business builder. If you are just a casual user, this may not excite you. It may not get you like hyped up or excited. Um, but it's a way to earn points. And if you're like a casual share, and here you enroll once or twice, and you're not big into the building the business, okay, but those points still add up, and you could like trade it in for one of those really cool pegboard holders.
Do it.
or
If you don't have one, I love
dropper
it.
bottles, like there's some really cool like stuff in that store that you could be like, you know what? I'm not really building, but here's
Mhm.
some cool things I could use my points for because I have like occasionally I might enroll somebody, you know. Obviously, it's built more for people who are building actively, but if you are a casual builder, this might be your thing. This might be a great way to get rewards. So I'm excited for that. And we kind of tapped on the incentive trip a little bit, but Xcaret, Mexico.
Yeah.
Guys, it's amazing. I was going through my pictures this morning because I had been talking about my trip to our team last night, and I had mentioned a few things that I had been able to do on this trip. And oh, Ishkaret is amazing. It's amazing. It is like the hotel itself. I didn't stay at that hotel at the resort. I just went to the park, one of the three
Mhm.
parks I went and visited.
Mhm.
And it was absolutely phenomenal. And the experience was nothing like I've ever had before. So they call it a theme park, but it's not like you've
It's
got
Mother
to
Nature's theme park.
it's no, yeah, you've got to divorce yourself from the idea that you're going to be riding roller coasters. Okay,
Yeah.
this is not that type of theme park. When I say
Mhm.
theme, it's the Mayan people theme. Like there's cenotes
Yeah.
that you're floating in. There's Mayan ruins that you're just like right next, you're like standing there. There's Mayan ruins right there.
Mhm. Mhm.
There is um there's like this whole like aviary bird. What is it called? What a bird is it? An aviary? Is that what they're the bird?
Yeah, aviaries. Hmm.
Okay. I was like,
Yes, you're right.
all right. And there's this cool aviary where you're like feeding birds and butterflies, and like a toucan is like on your shoulder for like could be. I mean, they don't force their
Hmm.
animals to do anything, but if you're
Hmm.
still enough and you have a big piece of papaya, he will be your friend and he'll come sit on your shoulder for a minute. But beware, because he can poop down your back. And I watched that happen to the lady after me. So,
Hey, it's a bird. They do bird things. Escra is beautiful. It is absolutely beautiful. I went there for my honeymoon. I confirmed that with my husband when I got home because I was like, I swear I've been there. It is beautiful. You get to earn this. So do the things necessary. There is a YouTube video if you go onto YouTube, and maybe we'll link it down below, uh, because it just gives you a better visual and understanding of what you can work towards and the opportunity that awaits. I do believe travel is important. We have one opportunity on this earth to see as much as possible of Mother Nature. And this trip, this incentive trip, is going to be an experience of a lifetime if you've never been before. And even if you have, it's going to be phenomenal. Now, there's something that we haven't talked about, and we're doing this on purpose. There was a there is a knowing now and like concrete evidence about the power of some of our essential oils, specifically copaiba. We spent some really hefty time talking about, well, let me back up about the 90-day reset and how we can't assume that everyone's terrain is prepped and ready to have the same experience with these oils and benefits if their terrain needs more TLC. So, really understanding that everyone is going to benefit from a 90-day reset. Like, no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Everyone is going to benefit. And I know Sarah and I, our team, our larger team at large, you fill in the blank, sorry, we're doing a 90-day reset. So by the time this episode hits your ears, will we be in it? Yeah, I want to say we'll be in it. Just starting the 90-day reset by the time this episode hits. But Sarah and I are going to do a completely separate podcast episode highlighting the essential oils like copaiba and frankincense, wild orange, and turmeric. I think it was turmeric because it was that good. And
mhm.
we need you to understand it at that level, aside from this leadership conversation, because the stats that we were given, the proof in the pudding was like, wow, we know it works For a lot of us, we're like, yeah, duh. Like we've been experiencing these benefits, but to have them have qualitative data was amazing. Do
Hmm.
you have anything to
And
share before, like, it's just
and
that good?
the studies that are coming out on so many different things and the oil studies that have been done and oil studies that have been done not just by like obviously like we're like, oh yeah, doTERRA does a lot of studies. Yeah, they
Hmm.
do. But third party studies
Hmm.
that have nothing to do with doTERRA are showing phenomenal results.
Hmm.
And the reason why they can use doTERRA in their testing now is because the results of out because we test our own oils so much and make sure that the purity and the consistency is there. That's why they can start doing all of these tests. Prior to
Yeah.
doTERRA being consistent with their oil composition,
Yeah.
no companies were consistent.
Mm-mm.
No companies,
None.
none, not a single company was consistent in their oils. Not a single company offered unadulterated oils.
Hmm.
Not one company. So if you are affiliated with a different company, you're like, what? But my company, no, no, because you
Hmm.
got to ask yourself, why does your company have oils that are for internal use and not internal use when it comes to like things like lemon and lavender? Why do you have ones that can be used internally and ones that can't be used internally when it's all the same oil if there's no
Yeah,
adulteration going
we
on?
get to put on our thinking caps, people, and get to do our own research. But it was so fun. Again, one I'm just going to dangle this carrot. There's a slide. If you're in the DMK, you'll know. But it's wild orange, the multiplier. And friends, we're gonna discuss wild orange with Copaiba and Frank, but it is so good. And guess what? We're not like pulling this out of the you know what arena. This is proven. This is factual. This is great proof that we get to share out of our own mouths to the people. So I'm super excited. Let me share my scoop of the day. Okay, because this is a long episode. Sorry, not sorry. It just happened to be that way. My scoop of the day, friends, is if you are a sharer, if you are a wellness advocate, that means you have the legal ability to earn money when you share doTERRA with your friends and family. I encourage you to be brave and get out there, whether it's being social on social media or if it's being social in with person to person interaction. People are praying for these tools. So I invite you to open your heart, open your mouth, and share the joy and the blessing that doTERRA is.
I love that. Okay. My scoop of the day, I like I've got so many things I want to like be like, oh, try this, do this, right?
Yeah.
Like I'm really excited about all the things, but I want you just if you are building doTERRA, if this is something that you is a goal, or maybe you're just like, you've piqued my interest. Maybe I want to build doTERRA. Maybe I want to have a lasting income. Maybe I want that side hustle to start paying for all the things, right? Maybe this is like a wake up call for you. If it is, what I would really love for you to do is I would like you to put citrus bloom, Clary Sage, and Citrus Bliss into your diffuser. And I want you to download the intentional growth guide and I want you to fill it out. And I want you to get really clear on your vision, get really clear on what you want, and trust yourself, trust your natural intelligence to lead and guide you to where you need to be. And that I think is the best advice, the best scoop I could give you. Thanks for tuning in, and we hope you enjoyed today's episode and are feeling inspired to dive in even deeper into the world of essential oils. Want exclusive offers, content, and recipes? Click on the newsletter link in the show notes today. Looking for even more wellness inspiration? Dive into our previous episodes and stay in the loop by following us on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram at the Essential Oil Scoop Podcast. Thanks for being a part of our Essential Oil family. And remember, hit the subscribe button to be notified every time we upload a brand new episode.